Hello, everyone. Now I will walk you through a mapping of the Sustainable Development Goals in the curricular units at UCL East. So before I begin, I would like to quickly explain my process. So the way I did the mapping for the SDGs was by using a keyword analysis. So I relied on the module catalog for UCL East, which contains all the modules and all the descriptions. And so I would essentially input a keyword from every sustainable development goal. So for example, if it's zero hunger, I would input hunger and see which module descriptions contain that word. Then I would read the descriptions, double check that the SDG is relevant, and then I would look for other SDGs which are covered in that module. And so I repeated that keyword analysis for each of the 17 SDGs. Now, to start, there are currently 56 programs at UCL East and 890 modules. And the good news is that every single of the 17 SDGs is covered at UCL East in at least one module. Now, I have created a couple of visuals to help you visualize the data that I've collected. So on the very top, we can see a bar chart which shows the SDGs on the left-hand side. And then on the bottom, you can see the number of modules which contain each of the SDGs. And we can see that there is a pretty big contrast between some of the SDGs which are least covered, such as gender equality, clean water and sanitation, and no poverty, versus some of the more covered ones, which are industry, innovation, and infrastructure, which is present in 488 modules, in comparison with gender equality, which is only present in 3. And now at the bottom, it's the same data, but just visualized with a pie chart, just to highlight once again the top 3 most present SDGs in UCL East, which are industry, innovation, and infrastructure, decent work and economic growth, and good health and well-being. Another question that I was asking myself while doing this research was, which programs cover the most SDGs? And so I found that the BA Heritage of Sustainability and Society covers 12 of the Sustainable Development Goals. And then next in line is MSc Urban Engineering for Nature with 11 SDGs. And then here I have 5 programs that you can read on your own time because I believe this document will be distributed to you. But I just wanted to focus your attention on BA Heritage Sustainability and Society. So essentially there are 12 Sustainable Development Goals which are covered across 32 modules. And here what's quite interesting is that the SDG of Industry, Innovation, and Infrastructure is once again really prominent. And in fact, it's covered in 16 modules, which is exactly half of the modules for the entire program. Moving right along, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the UCL East modules. So the UCL East modules are a suite of 7 modules which are new, and they were designed specifically for UCL East. In fact, even I myself managed to contribute to that design because I did some research with current students into their opinions and their preferences so that the modules could be the best they can for the future cohorts. And if you're interested, I can also share the report I created. But I just wanted to list them very quickly. So the UCL East modules are Innovation for a Fairer World, Sustainability and Decision-Making, Find Your Future, Inclusive Design and Environments, East London Lab, Entrepreneurship Theory and Practice, and Exploring Power Inclusion and Exclusion with Local Communities. And here at the bottom, you can read all of the programs which contain all of those UCL East modules. Lastly, I wanted to look at the SDGs in the UCL East modules themselves. So here, through this colored chart, we can see that Innovation for a Fairer World as a module has the largest amount of SDGs. In fact, it covers 4 of them. So here, if we want to zoom in to the good health and well-being, we can see that it's covered in 2 modules. Then on the other hand, if we look at sustainable cities and communities, we can see that it's present in 3 modules. And then just to visualize the data in a different way, I've created this donut at the bottom, and we can see that the top 3 most covered SDGs across the UCL East modules are sustainable cities and communities, reduced inequalities, as well as decent work and economic growth. And what I thought was quite interesting is to actually contrast the most covered SDGs in UCL East as a whole versus the UCL East modules. So here we can see that decent work and economic growth is present in both. However, the UCL East modules place an emphasis on sustainable cities and communities, as well as reduced inequalities, whereas UCL East as a whole places an emphasis on industry, innovation, and infrastructure, and good health and well-being. Thank you very much.